Hey everybody, this is Ashley with Publish with Ashley, and I want to ask you a question. Have you been struggling in your KDP journey, just not finding for you, or are you just looking for an opportunity to make money online? Well, then Kindle Direct Publishing is a magnificent, wonderful opportunity for you to learn to make money online. And I have got a really awesome creative idea. And maybe some of you are struggling right now, trying to find your place in the KDP world. And I wanted to bring an interesting and unique idea to you all. So, as I said, I'm Ashley with Publish with Ashley. If you are new to my channel, please like and subscribe to my channel, and so that you can, get a daily update or updates on when I put out new information. All right, so I wanted to talk about local KDP, and you may think, what exactly is local KDP? Well, the wonderful thing about Kindle Direct Publishing is it puts the ability to get books out into the world quickly, efficiently. There's not a million layers of stuff, and it makes an excellent and amazing product really quickly for pretty low cost. The amount it costs to make a book nowadays is really low. So hello, those who joined me live. So what I wanted to talk about doing local KDP. And the thing is, some people were asking me, do you try and get your books in stores? And I thought, well, if you're willing to go do that much work to go talk to people to get your books in stores, you should do the reverse. And this is something I've done, and I wanted to show you guys an example, is talk to local businesses and see how you as a publisher with your skills, but because believe it or not, you have skills, even if you've just published a few online journals or made your own interiors, you have skills that most people can't even imagine, or it's too hard for them, or it's too much work, or all the other things. You have this amazing set of skills that can help local businesses. Okay, so let me show you my example. So what I'm thinking is, what I did is my daughters have Taekwondo. And when they get into the leadership course, their teacher hands them this binder, and it's got papers that they've had to, copy. They've had to buy these binders. They've had to put them all together and, punch holes in it and do all that. And it was just awkward and, big. It's like this thick, right? For like 30, 40 sheets of paper. So I said, I could help you guys. So what I created is this for them. And it is their material that they had, and I just made it way prettier and put it in a book for them. And then they purchased this book off Amazon. And I've made it once. I make a profit every time they purchase a set of these. So you can do something like that. There's so many businesses out there who have these bulky binders and these huge, very awkward, not very professional. It's not that this looks okay, right? But it's not that pretty. Whereas this, this looks really sharp. I did this whole thing, and it wasn't that complex because I really just took the material they had and made a really, cool, awesome. And I found this quote and stuff. And made something really unique for them. So I was trying to think of what kind of things like this could you do. Martial arts, obviously. Have to go to a few other places and demo my thing and say, let's do this instead of this huge binder, which is great, but not very, this is just better in my opinion. And as a parent, this fits in my kids' room better than that binder shoved wherever they've put it. So I was thinking other things. So martial arts, coaching clients. How about businesses, business coaches, or any type of coach who helps people, right? They usually have some sort of material or program or something like that, and they shove it in a binder. Anybody who uses a binder for stuff. So I just went through my cabinet over there, and I took this course. It was like Finding Your True Direction. Yes, with all the pages. Wouldn't something like this be so much better? And then, I took some more looking through my thing. I took a course. I should call these people. So I took an Intro to Reliability Engineering class. This horrible, horrible binder. And I took another Systems Engineering class. I've taken a lot of program management, a lot of different classes and stuff where I got I took home this giant, awful binder. And I just thought, if those companies already have the materials, all I have to do is package it and put it into something. And they don't have to worry about paying for the binders, printing out everything on the copy machine, putting holes through it. All they have to do is go on Amazon, order if they need 50 new copies, order the 50 new copies. Amazon delivers them to their doorstep and they're done, right? Like, how much easier is that for businesses who don't want to worry about copies and binders and all that sort of stuff? So there's a lot of different things you could do. Anyone who teaches anything, speakers, a lot of speakers have, they may have a book or something, but they could easily have workbooks or something that they could sell that kind of supplements what are their materials, or if they have a course or something that comes in those awful binders, this is something that you could help them with. There are so many other types of businesses out there that have printed material. What about like different really big or expensive apartment complexes that have all those pamphlets and portfolios and things like that? You could make a smaller binder, small books, with the 40 pages of color and under, and they can still, for $10 get something that's pretty, and they can just order a bunch of them that's more than just the normal printed material, and they don't have to order a ton of them. That's what's really nice about Amazon. If they need 1 or 10 or 50, you can do that. And if you do Amazon merch, which is Amazon's t-shirts, you can offer them other things too, because Amazon merch has, phone cases, they have t-shirts, hoodies, long sleeved shirts. So there's other things that you could offer companies if you're going to talk to them and say, hey, I could handle your t-shirts, and you could just buy 1, or you could buy 10 in whatever color you want. You can buy 1 book, 5 books, however many you need, and Amazon will ship them to your door in 2 or 3 days. And so it's a really great way to get out there and use the skills that you have and do something different. Now, I know maybe you guys have heard about Jade Summers. What if you had this type of a business, or you had another income stream like this where you were going and talking and getting other companies out there? The great thing about this is you don't have to really worry about copyrighted material. I mean, you would have to make sure their material didn't have copyrights or anything like that. But if it's their material they wrote, you don't have that problem. That's, it's all their material. It's going to be original to them. So you don't have to worry about that. But let's say for some reason you couldn't do Amazon anymore because your account got closed. You could find other vendors. There's Lulu Express. There's a lot of other companies that you could just change your business over to and just say, oh, hey, here's your new order link. Just order from this link instead. No big deal for them, as far as if they can just order it and it still gets delivered to their doorstep. So, you can still do this in a way that even if something happens, you still have clients, you still have the ability to use your skills in a way that's different or unique. And the great thing about it too is you're kind of going out there and getting the clients and getting people, and you don't have to worry about advertising. Maybe you don't have money for ads, but if you're willing to, walk around or just call a bunch of coaching or clients or things like that. I was actually really thinking about using LinkedIn to talk to businesses. Like I said, I've taken these really atrocious courses with these awful, huge books. And I thought, gee, I should just call these people and say, can I fix this for you? Because this probably wasn't cheap. And it's huge and it's bulky, and you can make a book so much easier and better, and probably for, well, if not cheaper, at least close to it, definitely easier for them. So I think that is something you could really offer a service. Like, everyone has some sort of martial arts in their town. And I promise you, they all have some sort of leadership book or something like this that you could do something like this for them. And once you talk to them, they might have other people who would do the same sort of thing. Like, oh, so-and-so has, a shop that might be interested in this. And you can get just kind of referrals off of that. Okay. Journals by Deus, you're in the car, but you can replay this later. Oh, good. So you can see my poor examples of the big binders. But just think about all those people who have binders, and they really need your help. Businesses need your help getting material out there. So anybody who has advertising materials or things like that, who's willing to spend money on advertising, this is something that you could really, think of a value added proposition for them. It's really easy to see with people with big binders and coaching stuff like that, how you can make that awful binder look so much more professional than what they have right now. And especially if they're selling something like a high ticket course, for $400 or $500, they're not going to even balk at your like $10, $12 book where you make, $5 off of it. Okay. They're not even going to balk at that because they're selling their course at such a high price point. And this makes them look so much better than this. Like, look at the professionalism. Like, there's just no comparison. So I have a friend who does this, Tammy. You can look at the interview. Actually, after this, I will link to that video. And she does KDP B2B. And we did an interview with her and we talk about this. But I think it's a different and viable way if you are struggling with KDP and you're thinking, I'm just not making the right book. No one's finding my books. Well, go find people who need you. There are so many people in your community that need you, okay? And you can help them with the skills that you have. Yes, you have to be a little brave, but I literally just walked up to someone and like once you make one of these, you can have a demo for somebody and say, here's this, and then here's this, and this is what you could have, right? And it's actually not as hard as you think if you find someone who really needs it. Because I remember pitching it and being very worried, and she's like, oh, well, how much will these cost? And I think I said, I did the math and it was like, they're going to be about $10 a piece. And she was like, oh, that's nothing. That's a drop in a bucket. And I deliver it to my door. That sounds great. Love to, right? Wasn't even a hard sell. It was so easy. So if you find, the people who really spend money on their business in the sense of they want a professional product, they just don't know how or don't have the time to create something like that. Like they can do a binder, but they know that's not the best option. It's just what they know and have time for. But you could help them out to really create something that's easier and better and cheaper for them. And if they need updates to the material, just charge for that. Say, hey, yeah, I'll do an update to your material for, $150, whatever you want. And you can even have a setup fee. Say, for $100, $200, I'll set this all up for you. Then you just buy them off of the internet, off Amazon. And then once you've, maybe if they do need another update, say, sure, I'll update it for, $100 or $50, depending on what they need update. If they just need like a word or two fixed, maybe you charge $20 for your time. But if they want like a total redo, then, it depends what they want. You might charge differently based on that. So you get kind of some setup fees, and then you can also get ongoing fees for any updates or just ongoing sales that you've just set up this book and now it just sells. So I'll see every once in a while these books on my, like they'll do a bulk 2 or 3 or 4 buys. And so I'll be like, oh, yay, look, I just got some money. And it's really helpful for them. Like she was excited. I was excited. It was a service and both parties were happy. So you can do things like that. You just need to kind of think outside the box. And it can build your brand in a different way, right? You can build a local brand in the sense of, yeah, you may have KDP brands, but you could be the person who helps with other businesses with their marketing, or with their, turning something that looks kind of like a mess into something pretty. You can kind of be that person who really helps them get that professional look that they're looking for. So I just wanted to share that. Do you guys have any questions? I think what I'm calling local KDP because I heard local merch. That's if you're following Merch by Amazon. There's someone who does Merch by Amazon and he calls it local merch. He's really great. But I thought we can do the same thing with KDP. You can help other businesses make a much more professional and much easier to it's easier for them than making those binders. They can just order it when they need a new one. Any questions? If you don't have any questions, that's kind of all I had today, but I wanted you to think of not just your business as far as KDP and selling online, but what skills are you learning that is useful that you can maybe take and use for something else? Should something happen? Should you need maybe some cash quicker? this is a way to, get cash quick because you could get an initial setup fee, $200, right? That's not actually all that unusual. You would be surprised. I went around and looked at how much, professional, like really professional companies and publishing, they're charging a lot more than that, like 1,000, 2,000. I saw one even for $10,000. And whereas maybe I don't have the prestige to, say I need $10,000 for initial setup fee, I do have the prestige to say, yeah, I can make you something pretty, $200. This cover, is really, really good looking. I was really proud of it, how it turned out. And I, added graphics and layers and did different things. And I was really proud of how it turned out, and it looks really good. So you have those talents and skills that maybe you don't realize you have, but you can help other people out with those. Do you have any examples of businesses that need this? Like I said, martial arts, coaching, anybody who does coaching, right? There's so many coaching things. Business coaches, leadership training. Like I said, I've done some seminars. Anybody who holds seminars usually gives out those big binders. Real estate agents, instead of, how they have those calendars, you could do a home maintenance journal, right? So you know how to make a home maintenance journal. Actually, Bookbolt, I think, has home maintenance journals on there for free. So you could have a free interior that you can literally download and help real estate agents out so that they could hand something more useful than a calendar, which granted, I do have my real estate calendar up here, but if I had a home maintenance thing, I would probably use that as well. So it would be something different that not everyone's giving out. Let's see, any sort of coaches. I kind of said that. Speakers. I was even like, I have some friends who are like golf instructors and things like that. And you can, if they have any sort of handouts or things like that that they give to their golfing like clients, they're teaching to golf. Some of those are really expensive type lessons. And if they could look a little more professional, instead of just handing out like a photocopied handout, which looks really sad, they could have, professional looking book that they could hand to their clients. So anyone in that kind of service business, anyone maybe in the home field, you could do home maintenance books. That could be, like I said, realtors, but that could be, people who check furnaces, or people, kind of the higher ticket items like roofs, furnace, water heaters, things that kind of have a high ticket item. This is a book that they could leave behind that would, when the client's like, oh, who do I call to get my furnace, serviced, they could have that as well. So there's a lot of people out there who need this sort of thing. You just have to be creative. And the more you look, the more you'll see. The easiest one, honestly, to spot is somebody who has a binder. Somebody who hands you a binder. This person needs help. They need your help. And there are so many examples of that. Okay, I have one. Ooh, I have another one. So I have a friend. She's like a coaching person. And so she had this book, which I do like the whole spiral bound thing. But I took, her not very pretty thing to this. And these cost her $10 a book with the spiral and all this. And this costs her $2 for the author copy, right? So for her, this was way better. So you can help people who have, coaching or anything that they do, you can help them. Let's see. Issues with Jade Summers. They'll be cracking down for copyright. Well, yeah, but all you have to do, let's say, so I did get in writing from this company. I did get in writing my ability to publish this for them. So all I did, and they didn't even ask, but I do have it in writing in case Amazon ever asked, that I said, World Martial Arts, whose trademark and whatever, I am authorized to use their logo for their book. So you can just make sure, if you get a licensed agreement, just have them write it down. So if it's something well-known or anything like that, obviously they're not going to call me in and say that I'm infringing on their trademark, right? Because I did this for them. So they're not reporting me. But, if someone should have an issue with it, I just have it in writing. So you can definitely protect yourself by having it in writing, create a contract that just says that what you are doing and that you're allowed to use their logos for this purpose. And then it should be fine. because it's legal. Then you have the rights to be able to use it. Do you run AP? Yes, I do run KDP ads. I'm gonna do some more ad conversations, I think, in some of my other videos. I know everyone always wants to know about ads, but I'm very conservative in my ads. I will totally admit to that. I'm very cheap. But right now my ad cost is running at about 10%. So I think I do okay. I probably could spend more and maybe make more, but like I said, I like to run mine pretty lean. But I do focus on being effective. Do you give them their own link to that particular book? No. I just let it put it on KDP. Anyone who is worried that they're going to get out there and be found, what you have to do is just not put any back-end keywords. So for this particular book, it's the title, the subtitle, and the author name, and I didn't put any keywords in the back end. And I think I wrote a really short description just saying this is the leadership training manual for world martial arts and that's all I said. So remember, there's billions of books on Amazon, and everyone's so worried they're going to be found. But honestly, they're probably not going to be found unless you guys have made books, right? And they don't sell. And you were trying to be found. So I know a lot of people have that concern, but when you just say no, if we don't put any keywords, there's no way anyone's really going to find it unless they have the link, or they're looking specifically for the exact name of this World Martial Art Leadership Training Manual. Then if they had that, they might find it, right? So, that you don't have to worry about that. I don't think so. All right. I think that is it. Anyone else have any question? Anyone worried about the whole Jade Summers thing? I think what that shows you is a few things. One, have multiple streams of income. Two, what I've been stating all along, build a brand and have an email list. Because guess what? If you get cut off of KDP, that's okay. You have your email list. Just move to your own website, move to Lulu Express, move to Ingram Spark or wherever, and you can continue upon, with your business. And you could probably make more because you can have higher profit margins. So, there's other ways and things you can do. All right. Anyone else have any questions? If not, I think that is it for today. Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry if you didn't hear about Jade Summers. So I think it's two. It's a company. So it's two. I think it's two guys. But it doesn't matter. That account KDP closed down because they weren't listening to warnings about their subtitles and titles. You cannot do anything close to, you can't say princesses and then have a princess that looks a lot like a Disney princess. So that's kind of, I think, what they were doing. They were getting really close to the line of trademarks. And so you can't be doing that. And they apparently were warned, but they did not listen to the warnings, or didn't. Sometimes, honestly, you don't understand what Amazon is saying, but they obviously didn't try and keep pestering, like, what are we doing wrong, and trying to get to the real answer. And if you get those emails, do keep asking what you think is what they saw that was wrong. You think it might be this, is that what they're thinking about? That sort of thing, so that you can make sure that whatever they feel is wrong, you are fixing. Yep. So that's kind of what happened. I know it's been the big drama lately, but it just shows you that if you build something and build actual brand rather than just trying to throw stuff on KDP, you can take, so Jade Summers can take that email list that they've been building and move it offline. All right. So they can do something with what the asset that they have. And yeah, maybe it isn't as lucrative as being on Amazon, but that doesn't mean they've lost everything. So that's definitely something to think about, and think about, how are you going to do this? And so that's what's cool about this kind of, build kind of the local business, because your asset is being able to turn their, the binder into something pretty. That's the asset to them. They don't care if they buy it off of KDP. They don't care if they buy it off of Lulu Express. They just want to be able to purchase it and have it delivered to their doorstep. Okay. That to them is the service. So where it comes from, they don't care about that. So you could still have that asset of being the person who can do that for people and just use a different service, and that's fine. All right. Well, I hope this was helpful for you all, and I will see you all in the next video. I'm going to be not live next week, so for those in the US, happy Thanksgiving. It is Thanksgiving next Thursday, and I won't be here, so I won't be live, but there will be a video on Monday and Wednesday. So I'm doing 2 videos. I'm going to try and do my videos Mondays and Wednesdays at noon, and so I will see you then. All right. Bye.